Narasimhavarma I 630 to 668 CE and dominated the Telugu and northern parts of the Tamil region for about 600 years until the end of the 9th century. Throughout their reign, they were in constant conflict with both Chalukyas of Badami in the north and the Tamil kingdoms of Chola and Pandavas in the south, and were finally defeated by the Chola kings in the 9th century CE. CE means Common Era. A Sangam period classic, Manimehala attributes the origin of the first Pallava king from a liaison between the daughter of a Nauha king of Manipallava named Pillaivalai with a Chola king Killivalavan, out of which union was born a prince who was lost in shipwreck and found with a twig of Cheppalendra indica around his ankle and hence named Tondaiman. Another version states that Pallava was born from the union of the Brahmin Ashwatthama with a Naha princess, also supposedly supported in the 6th verse of the Bahur plates, which states, "From Ashwatthama was born the king named Pallava." The Pallava themselves claimed to descend from Brahma and Ashwatthama. Pallavas are most noted for their patronage of architecture, the finest example being the Shore Temple, a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Mahabalipuram. Now let's see the origin of Pallavas. The first great ruler of the early Pallavas is thought to be Skandavarman, though there are indications that there might be predecessors of Skandavarman as well. The origin of the Pallava is still a mystery as no reliable information is available. It is believed that they entered India from the south. Some scholars also believe that the Pallavas were from the Pahalis of Parthians and migrated to south. But again, there is no strong evidence to prove this. As per another theory, the Pallavas was the native dynasty and rose to power after the Andhra Empire. According to Srinivas Iyengar, the Pallavas were the part of the ancient Naga people. They first lived in the Tondemandalam district around Madras and later won Tanjore and Trichinapalli districts. The Pallavas were the prime enemies of Tamil kings, and today Pallava means rock in Tamil language. Also, it is believed that the origin of the Pallavas was from a Chola prince and the Naga princess of Manipallavam. The princess gave birth to a son who was made the king of Tondemandalam. The dynasty was named after his mother's homeland. Even in the literature of the Sangam era, the Pallavas as Tondayar have been described, but the theory is also debated. In administration part, most of the Pallavas kings were great scholars who were given titles like Maharaja di Raja, Dharma Maharaja di Raja and Agnistomavach Priya. For their assistance, the ministerial council was constituted. All the matters of the villages were looked after by the council or Sabha. Informal gathering in the villages were known as Urar and were used to assist village courts. Also, minor criminal cases were resolved at village level courts. Towns and districts had judicial courts with the king as the supreme authority of justice. All land was owned by the king. Villages with high intercaste population used to pay taxes to the king. In the Brahmadiya village, the entire land was given either to a single Brahmin or a group of Brahmins who were exempted from paying royal taxes. Also, there was one unique category of land known as the Shripati or tank land. The village tank constructed by the villagers used to get maintenance funds from this land. There were two types of taxes, the one paid to the state and the one collected in the villages and spent for the need in the village. The architectural styles under Pallavas was also great. Pallava temples were made in 4 distinct styles. They are, the first one is Mahendra style. This is a cave style architecture and can be seen in the Egambarananda temple of the Pallavas, which is in Kanjipuram. And the second one is Mamala style. These are monolithic temples made from single stone. There are 7 pagodas situated near Mahabalipuram that display an outstanding quality of this Pallava art. And the third one is Rajasimha style. The Kailasha temple of Kanji displays this style. The temple has a pyramidal tower and its mandapam is made in a flat roof style. And the fourth one is Aparajita style. This resembles with the Chola architecture style, being more elaborate. A few temples at Dalavanur display this style of architecture. Also, one can see beautiful figures of Pallava kings and queens. The Pallavas' contribution to literature was also great. Bharavi and Dandin lived in the court of the Pallava. Dandin had written many poems, and one of these is so unique that if you read normally, it tells the story of the Ramayana, and if you read in the reverse order, that narrates the study of Mahabharata. The history of the Pallavas is very complex and covers about 4 centuries. The period of Pallavas is significant as it completed the Aryanization of southern India. The North Indian Dharmasastras gained full authority during the Pallavas' reign. The University of Kanji was an important seat of education in the south. This has been mentioned in the writings of Huon Tizang, a Chinese traveler. Most of the kings of Pallava dynasty were Orthodox Hindus who worshipped Lord Shiva. Some Jain monasteries were destroyed by Mahendravarman as he was fanatical about Jainism. Like Jainism, Buddhism also lost its appeal during this time. But overall, the Pallavas were flexible towards other religions and beliefs. Local traditions were replaced by the Vedic traditions as Brahmins had the knowledge of the Vedas, so they achieved superior status. Early education was influenced by Jains and Buddhists. Madurai and Kanji were the main centers for Jain institutes, but soon these were replaced by Brahminical institutions. Popularity of mathematics increased in the 8th century. The main medium of instructions in all the schools was Sanskrit. The Pallavas were invaded by the Chalukyan army and posed a major threat to its capital, Kanjipuram. The Pallava power came to an end with the defeat of their last king, Aparajitvarman, by the Chola king close to the 9th century.